How do mime artists? This video is going to be a little different than usual, and it's in response to the new changes to YouTube that are affecting a lot of creators across the site and in the Pokemon community specifically. Just to give a little bit of a brief background, if you didn't know, YouTube is changing the way that monetization is affecting smaller channels, so now you need 4,000 hours of watch time, which equates to about 5 months of continuous watching and 1,000 subscribers. For a lot of small creators, this is going to hit them pretty hard. It feels quite like a rejection for both the creators themselves and the views and the hours that people put into watching them. Sucks that for a lot of creators, that little bit of money that they receive will be taken away, and that's because it works as just a little bit of affirmation. After doing your first month of YouTube, you could see maybe something like 30 cents, but that's still satisfying. That's money that you've made from doing something that you care an awful lot about, enough to put yourself out there into the world to show people what you like and hope that they'll share that passion with you. In that first month, you'll maybe just get a couple of hundred views, but that's an awful lot. I remember when I uploaded my first video, it was bad. It was absolutely god awful. It's still up on the channel. It's terrible. Not a well-made video in the slightest. The editing is all over the shop. The script was daft. It was just a little bit of fun to put me into getting used to editing, getting used to having a YouTube channel. I uploaded it and then I left to go to the job that I have, and once I got back it had about 200 views. I think it was just over 200 views, and that was in 6 hours, and that was incredible. That was absolutely astounding that people want to put that time into an absolutely nothing video. The change that YouTube's making will dissuade a lot of people from making content or starting channels and having that feeling, even for something that to a lot of creators down the line will see as insignificant, that they could maybe get in an hour or two, maybe in a week, maybe in a month, but just that little first boost is such a wonderful feeling to have that this will dissuade a lot of people from having. And that little bit of money that you'll get from those very few views, it's like YouTube was saying, you're doing a good job, you're growing, here's a little something just to make you feel good. And there is a threshold of about $100, but even if you can't take that money out, it's still that affirmation. People with the channels that will be affected will probably only make single-digit dollars or pounds a month if they are somewhat consistent and get good views. And it is just a sense of affirmation. It can help go towards one bill, if you leave it 5, 6, 7 months and you meet that minimum requirement, it can pay for one bill and it can feel fantastic. It can go towards making your setup better, it can go towards content for the channel. I know that with my first and only paycheck from YouTube, I spent it on getting a new and much better microphone. Not sure if anyone noticed, but the sound quality should be better from some of those old creaky and crackly videos. The stats I personally enjoy. I remember the first time I got over 24 hours of content watched. That seemed incredible. A whole day's worth of viewing. And now people need at least 5 months of content before they can get that small sense of affirmation. Depending on what you do on YouTube, it can demand quite a lot from you. Personally, I get up very early every Tuesday because I love to make the Pokemon Shuffle videos. I want to be there at the start for when the update drops. There's no sense I would complain about that. I love it. It just can be an awful lot. You put so much into it, and I will be one of the YouTubers that will be affected by this change in monetization. There will be no effect to the channel. I will still keep making the same videos until I get to that 1,000 subscriber threshold. There will still be Pokemon Shuffle every Tuesday, sometimes other times in the week, because, they're a little bit erratic. There will still be Pokemon openings, still going to be an Ultra Prism booster box coming the 2nd of February, expect all of that. But if you want to do a little bit extra, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. You will be welcomed in completely graciously. Feel free to engage in the comments, anything that you would wish to do. But this isn't just about me, this is about the ever smaller channels being shafted on YouTube. And if you watch someone regularly and like one of their series, drop them a subscribe. They would very much appreciate it in a time like this. If you only like 50% of their videos, just don't turn on the notification bell. Push them that wee bit further towards the minimum threshold to have that tiny reward for all the hard work that they put in. I know from my situation that some videos don't do as well as others. When I open up, some Pokemon cards, booster boxes, they don't do as well as the Pokemon Shuffle videos, but that is content I still want to make. If you see someone out there who's an animator who has some pretty short videos and may not meet the 4,000 minute mark, give them a couple of extra seconds in the outro or watch another one of their videos that are recommended. Little acts like gambling on subscribing to a new or growing channel or watching someone you wouldn't usually will help to push a lot of people up to their threshold of 1,000 subscribers or 400 minutes. It's going to take a lot of people to do a lot of wonderful things just to help a lot of people. Give some things a chance. If you don't like a video or a person's accent or their editing style, that's completely okay, but you gave them a chance. You put something they worked hard on in front of a pair of eyes, and that's what we're here to do. YouTube's an entertainment platform, and the people watching continue to make it so. Give them a couple of seconds, a few minutes to see what's going to happen. If you like it, you could share it. If you're part of something like a Facebook page dedicated to something like Pokemon Shuffle, or a fan appreciation site for Doctor Who, or Final Fantasy, whatever it is you like, or you just think that their content deserves to be shown to the world, help to put it out there if you really want to. Your Twitter may have 12 followers, or it might have 1 million. If it sees another pair of eyes, that could be another person just to help a little YouTuber along. Support not just one person in your field. If you like Pokemon Shuffle, check out some other channels than just mine. They might have different strategies and competitions or ultra stages. Drop them a like, drop them a subscribe, mention it in the comments that you're coming from other channels and that you are open to the many different things that people are going to be putting out there. There shouldn't be much competition or animosity between people who have a passion in the same thing. The old adage is that a rising tide lifts all boats, and that is an important sentiment to get across just now. This affects hundreds of thousands or even millions of creators who do not meet that 1,000 subscriber threshold or the 4,000 watch hours. We do this because a lot of us have something to share. It's not always profound videos or the pinnacle of creation. It can be a little strategy to help beating a boss that's incredibly difficult. It can be a time-lapse drawing of some of your favourite characters. It can be little theories about TV programmes that you enjoy to watch. The little creators have a lot of talent to share, and right now it'd be incredible to put it out there and to be able to have it seen. I'll put some links in the description of some little YouTube channels I watch. Granted, most of them will be Pokemon. Pick even just one at random, try a video in a spare 5 minutes that you have, maybe come back, try another one in another spare moment that you've got. Together, it's going to take a lot of people to help some of those small channels that are being affected, and this will happen over the long term. Not all of the channels that need help will get to 1,000 before the February 20th deadline. But it's the time to help and to view and to share some of the smaller creators who do what they love and absolutely love what they do. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and how do my artists?